Does this ever get better?
First of all, Leland, I have to commend you on your bravery. You let me come on here and push for diplomatic negotiations with Russia right at the beginning when nobody was allowed to say that.
This is a safe space for all views, or a safe space for none. I don't know which one. Take your pick.
Listen, today's Democrats and progressives are not liberals. Liberals believe that the lifeblood of a democracy, the strength of a democracy, lies in how well we can tolerate dissenting viewpoints, the views of people who we totally disagree with and find abhorrent. And today's liberals define democracy as the thing that pushes their interests. And anybody who challenges their interests, which are often the interests of the economic liberal elites, is accused of, somehow threatening our democracy. They don't believe in free speech. They don't believe in the First Amendment. They don't believe in tolerating views they disagree with. And I think it's because they've been lulled into this false sense of security by their total control of, culture, basically. The left has a total grip on the culture.
Right. No, and Elon Musk now controlling part of the culture, right? Or at least the culture that liberal elites really care about is a threat to them. Because suddenly now they don't control that part of the conversation. Twitter is not real life. We can all agree on that. I might be a little bit jealous considering you have a much larger Twitter following than I do, so take this with a grain of salt. But why is who owns Twitter so threatening to this group of people who have enormous mouthpieces otherwise? They've got the New York Times, they got television networks. Why is Twitter so important to them?
Twitter is where elites go to police other elites, and it's a total popularity contest, right? So when Elon Musk says he's going to democratize that and start charging people $20 a month for their blue check, of course the blue checks are going to go crazy because now anybody can buy one. I can't talk about Musk and Twitter without pointing out that he is in the Chinese Communist Party's pocket on every other issue. He built a showroom for Tesla in the Xinjiang region where they are committing genocide against Uyghurs. My fear is not that Twitter is going to become Parler. It's that it's going to become TikTok, which is totally under control of the Chinese Communist Party.
Yeah, or WeChat, which is their version of WhatsApp messaging or something like that. It's a really important point. I guess the question becomes, right, what's good for the goose has to be good for the gander, and Twitter and these other companies are private companies. They're either publicly traded or they're private, but they're not government entities. They're not subject to free speech requirements because there is no constitutional free speech requirement. Do we have to just sort of trust the market to do better here?
Musk has said that he's going to create a council with divergent viewpoints in order to come up with better ways to do content moderation that are not so in line with the Democratic Party, but also don't take Twitter down the road of Parler and Gab where you really can't advertise on it because there's so much hate speech. I actually think that's a good idea. Not a Musk fan, but I think the idea of councils is very clever.
Yeah, $44 billion that he spent on this thing. He's going to have to figure out a way to get to get some advertising out of it. Batya, it's good to see you. Thank you very much, as always.
Great to see you, Leland. Thank you.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.